Hello and welcome to a new episode of Experiencing Infdev Plus. As I've said in the previous episode, in this episode I'm going to visit the Crimson Dimension. I wasn't sure what would I be doing there, but in the end I decided that I would try to unlock all of the advancements, since it's possible to unlock all of them. However, before we start, there are a few things that I would like to show you that I've done around the base and what has happened. Firstly, I finally found a place for the beacons. I've sort of placed them over here since this seems like a nice location, sort of centrally located and at the same time sort of out of the way, so you don't really see the beacon beams. It's quite useful having the beacons here, especially the regeneration and resistance too, since I don't have to worry about taking damage, and there's swiftness and stamina, so I can run around all I want, and also haste too, since I can mine quite fast. It also seems that I might need to light up my base. Anyway, another thing I did is I started working on this area for the 0.6 expansion of my base. I've finished building the tunnel which connects the two places, the main part of my house and the new one. That way I don't have to sort of run around. I dug out this place because I was previously intending to place the beacons here, but it wasn't really a good place because the beacons were sort of in the way. Anyway, that's about the base. Now there's a new mechanic that I would like to show you, which is that grindstone has been added. This has got two functionalities. You can either disenchant an item or scrap dungeon item, and then use the scrap to make a different dungeon item. That way, if you are unlucky, you can use the... If you don't get the dungeon items that you want, you can just scrap the one that you don't want and get the one that you want. Anyway, that's all I wanted to show you here. Now it's time to get into the Crimson Dimension. So, the first three advancements are going to be easy for me. Just set a spawn point, smelt something, and craft a Damascus bar. Unfortunately, the recipe isn't shapeless. Anyway, how did I cut that? I just think I should be better. Yeah, also this one for being in the boat. Next up is the whole one, which I'm going to get at home. Shield one, also at home probably. Musket, but I need to find a dungeon for that. This one, I need to find biome. Anyway, so obsidian chest is what I can do right now. And the other ones, I'll need to find some other stuff for those. So we are going to teleport. As you can see, we are in a biome called the Echoing Abyss. It's a biome. Oh, that's quite loud. Anyway, it's a biome which contains a large amount of amethyst, clusters, crystals, and also obsidian. There has been recently a change which no longer allows you to uncraft the amethyst clusters into gems, so the only way to get amethyst is either through crystals or from ore. There's also a powerful enemy in this biome. I can't remember right now what it's called, but you should be able to find one. There is one. Let's try to defeat it. I think it's meant to be sort of like the warden of this biome, since you aren't really meant to defeat it. At least if you're not in endgame gear. As you can see, it sort of shoots projectile like the gas. Another biomes that are in the Crimson dimension is the biome forest, which, unlike its modern counterpart, can have enemies like the zombie pigmen spawn inside of it. There's also the basalt deltas, and you can't really see it. I think there was another biome that I saw. For some reason the sky is orange, probably because the biome distribution changed. Yes, there it is. I think it's called the Gilded Caverns. And as you can see, it sort of spawns these, these spikes that are made of glowstone. It also has these ember blocks. I think it also has a higher chance to spawn the fire elementals, which you might recognize as the blazes. Anyway, I'm gonna go exploring now and try to find a place where I can unlock the other advancements. Once again, we are in a new biome. You might recognize it as being similar to a biome you know from vanilla, Soulsand Valley. There is an advancement that we're going to unlock here. However, before I get to that, there is another mob that I want to show you, which is the skeleton horse, because unlike in vanilla, you can actually tame it if you give it mushrooms. Didn't get lucky this time. However, if I gave it more, then I would be able to tame it. And of course, ride it. Anyway, the advancement that we are going to get is for smelting an item in Hellfire. As I saw, whenever you throw an item into the Hellfire, it gets smelted, and the Hellfire gets put out. Anyway, there isn't anything else to show you, so I'm gonna continue exploring and hopefully find something interesting. Now we are in a so-called Hellbark swarm biome. As you can see, this biome is filled with crimson grass, some of these Hellbark trees, crimson roots, and such. There's also some lava pools like this, hence the swamp name. I don't think there's much to say about this biome. However, there is one thing that I would like to mention about the trees in the Crimson dimension, which is that there's been a change made recently, which makes them easier to harvest, which is that these caps, caps blocks, I think that's what they're called, they decay the same way as leaves. The same goes for these shroom lights. So if I chop these down, you can see all of these blocks get broken. This means that they are easier to harvest than the trees in vanilla nether. Anyway, that's all I wanted to show you. Now I'm gonna continue looking for other stuff. seems that I've managed to get lucky, because right after I've finished recording the last clip, some imps spawned right here. I didn't think, well, I kind of forgot that they actually could spawn here, so I didn't really think that I would be able to get this next advancement here. Anyway, this advancement is for killing imps with a snowball, because normally the snowballs don't really deal any damage to mobs. However, they deal damage to imps, similar to how they deal damage to blazes in regular Minecraft. As you can see, I've killed those. Oh, that's all. Now that I don't really need these snowballs now, so I'm gonna turn them into blocks and just continue gathering the wood and then exploring. Anyway, as you can see, I have found another structure, which is the graveyard. The graveyard structure is made of two parts, which is the church, which has got some, it's made of cobbled basalt and has got stuff inside of it. I've already grabbed the Bloodwayne bead before starting this. Anyway, now that I found these things, I should be able to unlock 3 additional advancements. The first being for breaking the graves. I think it unlocks when a mob gets spawned when you pick up a grave. Anyway, I don't really feel like going through graves. Another advancement is for when you use the Control to throw a block and attach a grappling hook to it. So that's the second advancement. The third advancement is Feed the Rage, which is for calming down a suddenly big man when it's angry at me. I'm just not angry. This doesn't work for some reason. There it is. Anyway, I got it. There's another thing that I've also found in this location, which is this fortress, and it's important because I can unlock another advancement. I just need to find the boss. Oh wait, I think this is a dungeon that I've already found, so I'm gonna need to find another one. Anyway, as you can see, I have managed to find another dungeon, this time in New Chunks. This one is officially referred to as the Alchemist's Lab. The boss of the dungeon is the Witch, which basically works the same as the Witch in vanilla Minecraft. It just has more health to make it an actual boss. Anyway, the advancements that I can get here is one for poisoning it. So there we go. Now it's just a matter of killing it, which shouldn't be too hard. Anyway, I'll grab this stuff later, because I just remembered there is another advancement that he can get in here, because a while back there has been a change made to the spawners. This means that they can now spawn only a limited amount of mobs. This is to prevent farming being too overpowered. However, you can still relight the portals. So what I'm gonna do now is wait for this spawn to reach its limits and then relight it to get the advancement. It has taken a while, however the spawner has finally run out of mobs to spawn, so now I can just right click it to reload it and we've got the advancement. Anyway, now the other advancement, we just need to complete our return to sender, exploring all the biomes. This one I can do at home, then shooting the towering Infernal, which is the boss of the fortress. Anyway, now I'm gonna go through this dungeon and get the dungeon loot, and then go to find the fortress. It shouldn't be too hard since they are somewhat common. I have said that the fortresses are relatively common, and as you can see I was right, since I was able to find one not too long after the other dungeon. So now I'm just gonna need to find the boss and shoot it with a musket, which hopefully won't take too long. And here is the boss. So now I'm just gonna shoot it and we are done. Well, I need to defeat it of course, but we are done with the... there's the key, and we're done with the advancement. Seems somewhat disappointing. Anyway, I am somewhat full, so I won't be spending much more time in this dimension. Now I just need to unlock the return to sender advancement, and the other I can do at home base. So I'm gonna try to find the gas in a nice location and try to get return to sender. It has taken me a while, however I have finally spotted the ghast, so now I'm gonna try to get the most annoying advancement, which is return to sender. Hopefully it won't take too long. Well, that didn't go very well. Fortunately, my armor saved me. But it seems that the ghast despawned. So I'm gonna have to find another one. Okay, not long after that, I have managed to find another ghast. Hopefully this one won't despawn. I just need to get closer to it so it actually notices me. Getting it. Aiming the flowers isn't easy. And I fell into lava. Should pay more attention to my surroundings. Nice. Okay, I've unlocked the advancement. Now I just need to unlock the one for visiting all of the biomes. I'm gonna get the record one at home and the last remaining one, the last two also at home, and after that I'll have finished all the advancements. Anyway, I'm not gonna continue exploring to visit all the biomes, and then I'll return home. So now there are only 2 remaining biomes that are remaining for me to show you. The first being the Infernal wastes. It's basically the default nether biome that you might remember from Alpha. Nothing really to say about it. Just barren wasteland. Anyway, I'm gonna find the last one and then return home. Last but not least is the Ashen grassy biome. As you can see, it generates with this crimson grass, only some patches of only volcanic soil that has got like special metadata so that grass doesn't grow on it, and also with torch flowers and withering roses. This is the only biome where these flowers generate. It's basically the plains biome of the Crimson Dimension. Anyway, that's, I'd say, everything that I wanted to show you, so now I'm gonna go home. Now that I've returned home and stored all of the items that I got, it's time for me to unlock the 3 last remaining advancements. Firstly, grab the Damascus hoe, which while it is, well, then the record, and now it is time for me to get the achievement for blocking them. Oh, I forgot I need to fully use up, so I'm gonna probably unlock it later. Anyway, and now I'm gonna go and unlock the advancement for deflecting an arrow. What I was trying to say with the whole is that it's still useful to have Damascus hoe because it allows me to break blocks like flower petals faster, since breaking those petal blocks with a hoe drops the block instead of the flowers. There's of course the big block, but I don't think I'll need to mine those. Anyway, now I just need to find a skeleton. That one should do. And anyway, that's all the advancement, except one of course, but I don't really feel like it's necessary for me to unlock it on camera. There's still time in this episode, so there is one more thing that I'm going to show you, but before I do, I want to take care of a few things on camera, so once I'm done with that, I'm gonna show you what I want to show you. So we are almost at the end of the episode. As I have said at the beginning, I have visited the Crimson Dimension and I've managed to basically get all the advancement, so I'd say that's good enough. However, before I end, there is still one more thing that I would like to show you, something that I've mentioned in the previous episodes, which is this area. I've made this area as when I started it, I made this area as more of a joke. Still kind of is. I call this thing the Cobblestone Sync project, since it's mainly meant to use up the cobblestone that I mine, because as you should know, as you might remember, I have basically made my area inside of a hill. That means that I've got quite a lot of cobblestone. However, the amount is too much to store, so I decided to sort of use it here, that way I don't throw it away. Also use a lot of wood, which I got from this negative stack of oak planks, which I got from during the from all the developer builds of 0.1. Anyway, this isn't the only thing that I want to show you, because the important thing that I want to show you is inside, which are these command blocks, which I have been able to obtain during the developer builds of when I was playing the developer builds of 1.0, or as it was known previously, 0.7. The way how I got it is that in 0.6 the item IDs got moved. Previously they started at 256, but they got moved so they would start at 1096. That way there would be more room for blocks. Of course, there was a converter for the items that was implemented so that any items would get their IDs changed to the new ones. However, that only applied to the items that you loaded, which means that any unloaded ones didn't get this conversion so if you've placed some items in a far away area that didn't get loaded and then loaded it up when the IDs got taken by the blocks, the items didn't get converted. So for example, a lighter got converted into a command block in space change, which is how I got these command blocks, because back in those developer builds that I've played, you could use these command blocks in survival. You can't anymore, so even if you manage to get your hands on a command block in survival, you wouldn't be able to use it before cheating. Anyway, as you can see, I've decided to use these command blocks to give myself some unobtainable items for collection. So I got the golden block, for example, lava, water, bedrock, fire, bats. There's also the copper, because this used to be the unlit torch. The red plants to have torch burnout, but it was ultimately removed. On the second floor, I've got some command blocks that give IDs that haven't been taken yet, because during the developer build, when I could use the command block in survival, I foresaw that the ability to use it in survival would be removed, so I prepared this so I could get unobtainable items in the future. You might not trust me, but I don't plan to use this for cheating, since that would be kind of boring. Anyway, above here is the same, but for items. Of course, some of those IDs have been claimed since. The same goes for the blocks. Above here is some cheeky stuff that I've just placed randomly and written a random number to give myself some random items just for fun. But here I did also decided to use some other commands like score, give or remove, time, turn on or off, like turn on the AI, turn on the AI or turn off, then kill all mobs, kill the player, clear inventory, mob spawning. I don't think that works. Difficulty, which isn't really necessary since I can do it in option, but it wasn't possible before. Set speed, there's home, platform, some better commands. I've also got this teleport command here because I used it to teleport somewhere and play around with the commands over here. For example, in this area I used the nuke command to create this crater, and if we go back, I've also used the explosion command over there to create a bunch of explosions, just to kind of play around with these things, since this world is meant to be like a tutorial world, so I want to have as many things as possible in here. And here is the area where I did the explosions. And wait, I can go back. And above this are some command blocks that give me all of the different effects, like no effect, that's 0, instant health, regeneration and such. All of these only give me like level 1 of that effect. So if I give myself speed, yeah, there is swiftness, it's only level 1, and I can also clear all of these effects. Anyway, that's all I wanted to show you here. There is also a different place where I use these commands, which is at home, and that place is the tower, since I've used the commands to place a bunch of blocks on all the different floors in illegal placements. For example, floating cactus next to one another, these floating chairs, and others. As you can see, there's something on every floor, although I might remove the blocks from certain floors, because, for example, in this floor it's kind of annoying since this is meant to access the beacons. Just removing it on certain floor doesn't really matter, since I've got something on every floor, so it's not really a loss. And I've also got a command block to teleport me to the top of the tower. Anyway, that's all I wanted to show you. I think I've done enough in this episode, and in the next episode I'm gonna probably focus on building, because I got a bunch of things that I want to finish at this base. Maybe I will also visit the astral dimension a bit, because from what I've seen there is some work being done on the dungeons, and structures on the astral dimensions. Astral dimension. So we'll see how far that work gets by the time I start recording the next episode. Anyway, that is everything for now. I'll see you in the next episode.